For this assignment, we from Group 3 choose to focus on the issue of limited support and funding for smaller suraus, along with the declining role of suraus as community, educational and religious centers. One of the key challenges faced by smaller suraus is the shortage of financial resources. Compared to larger religious institutions, smaller surau often have fewer funding opportunities and rely heavily on public contributions. This can make it difficult to maintain facilities, to organize programs and support future development initiatives. In addition, many surau are experiencing a decline in community participation. Traditionally, suraus serve not only as a place of worship but also as important centers for education, for social interaction and community activities. However, changes in lifestyle, social trends and community needs have affected the level of engagement and attendance. As participation decreases, surau may face challenges in maintaining their role and significance within the community. Limited resources and difficulties in adapting programs to meet current expectations can further affect their ability to attract and engage different groups, especially younger generations. This assignment examines how this issue impact the effectiveness of surau in serving their communities. It also explores the factors contributing to these challenges and highlights areas where improvements and greater stakeholder involvement may be beneficial. For our study, we selected Surau Al-Ihsan, which is situated in Desa Vista, Bandar Baru Salak Tinggi, Sepang, Selangor. This surau serves the Muslim residents in the areas by providing a place for prayer and religious activities. At the same time, it also acts as a venue for community gatherings, youth activities, and various welfare-related functions. Our group chose Surau Al-Ihsan because the challenges it faces are similar to those experienced by many other small suraus. Compared to mosques, small surau receive less institutional support, which limits the amount of financial assistance available to them. Consequently, Surau Al-Ihsan relies greatly on contributions from members of the local community. One major issue is that these donations are not always stable. The amount collected changes over time, making it difficult for the management committee to plan expenditures and carry out development projects. Limited resources also affect the surau's ability to organize programs and improve its facilities. In addition, the situation at Surau Al-Ihsan reflects a wider concern affecting many suraus today. Historically, suraus play an important role beyond religious worship. They function as centers for learning, for social interactions, and for community development. However, many of these roles have gradually diminished over the years. The shortage of funds also slow down the adoption of technology and innovation. This creates the challenges in engaging younger generations who are generally more interested in modern technology and other modern-oriented approach. Overall, Surau Al-Ihsan provides a useful example for understanding the issues faced by small community surau.
Now, let's look at the background. Surau Al-Ihsan serves as a Muslim community, mostly from the B40 income group. This is important because it affects how much the community can contribute financially. The surau itself was built through a community efforts, which shows how strong the community spirit. It also managed by a local committee of local residents and supervised by religious authorities like JAIS. Even though the community still participate, the level of engagement is only moderate and not as strong as B. In terms of its roles, the surau is not just for a prayer. It also provides religious classes, ceramah session, and community discussion. It is also used for social activities, especially during special occasions like Ramadan. So, ideally, the surau should function as a center for unity, learning, and community development. Now, these are the 5 main problems that we identify. The first one is insufficient funding, where about 90% come from public donation. This makes the income very unstable. Second, strict bureaucracy. Applying for funds take a long time and involve complicated procedure. Third, high operational costs. Things like electricity, water, and maintenance are increasing nowadays. Fourth, internal conflict disagreement among the committee members can delay decision. And lastly, declining community participation, especially among younger people who are less interested in attending surau activities. So overall, all these problems are actually connected. Financial issues affect operation, weak management affect decision making, and low participation make the surau less relevant. If nothing is done, this problem will continue to grow and affect the long-term sustainability of the surau. Next, let's look at the stakeholders involved. The first one is the surau committee. They handle daily operation and management. The second one is the local community. They contribute through donation and participation. The third one is JAIS. They regulate and supervise the surau. We also have a nearby mosque that provide guidance and government or zakat institution that offer financial support. So basically, the survival of the surau depends on how well all these parties work together.
Assalamualaikum. Next, we conduct a SWOT analysis to evaluate the current condition of Surau Al-Ihsan. The analysis shows that the surau has several strengths, including its strong religious reputation, strategic location within a Muslim community, and available facilities. It also has a dedicated committee members. However, there are also several weaknesses. The surau relies heavily on public donation, receives limited financial support from the authorities, has a weak digital presence, and face low participant from younger generation. In terms of opportunities, the surau can adopt IR 4.0 technologies such as digital donations, social media platforms, mobile application, and online religious program to improve the community engagement. At the same time, the surau faces several threats, including declining community participation, increasing operational costs, modern lifestyle distraction, and the risk of becoming less relevant in society. Based on the SWOT analysis, Surau Al-Ihsan possess strong community support and committed management, which are valuable assets for its sustainability. Nevertheless, financial instability and limited technology adoption remain significant challenge. These issues reduce the surau ability to attract younger generation and expand its activities. Despite this challenge, digital transformation presents many opportunities through technology, social media engagement, and strategic collaboration. The surau can improve its operation and strengthen community involvement. Therefore, effective management and digital innovation are essential to ensure long-term sustainability of the surau.
Good day everyone. For this section, I will explain the prediction of the future if the issues faced by Surau Al-Ihsan are not solved. Firstly, the surau facilities may deteriorate due to insufficient funding for maintenance. Since the surau heavily depends on public donation, irregular financial support can make it difficult to repair damaged facilities or maintain existing infrastructure. Over time, poor maintenance may result in unsafe and uncomfortable conditions, which could reduce the attendance among community members. Secondly, the surau may face restricted capacity to organize religious, educational, and social activities. Without enough funding, fewer programs such as religious talk, Quran classes, and community events can be conducted. This may eventually reduce youth and community involvement, especially among younger generation who are already less interested in participating in surau activities. Besides that, the surau's role as an educational and community center may gradually decline. People may increasingly depend on religious information found online, which may not always come from reliable or certified sources. This creates the risk of misinformation and misunderstanding of Islamic teaching. Lastly, poor coordination among community members could reduce the credibility of the surah. Less trust from the community may lead to fewer volunteers and donations. If the issue continues, the community may become more apathetic and eventually the surah could become less relevant in society. For this section, I will discuss the suggested solutions based on digital innovation or IR 4.0. Firstly, Surah Al-Ihsan can adopt digital donation systems such as Duit Now QR, Touch and Go e-wallet, and Boost. This will make donation easier, faster, and more transparent for the community. At the same time, it can help improve financial stability and reduce dependency on physical cash. Secondly, the Surah can actively use social media platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for promotion and interaction with the community. Through this platform, the Surah can share announcements, educational content, and event information to attract more participations, especially from younger generations. In addition, the Surah can conduct online preaching sessions and live broadcasts of educational programs. This approach increases accessibility for elderly people, busy individuals, or those unable to attend physically. Another solution is to develop a mobile application for announcement, activity schedules, and event reminders. Cloud technology can also be used for accounting records to improve financial transparency and organizations. Lastly, the surah can implement smart and energy-efficient technologies such as LED lighting, sensor devices, and solar panels. These innovations can reduce operational costs and support sustainable development in line with IR 4.0 practices. Now, for reason of the prediction section. Firstly, poorly maintained facilities are likely to happen if maintenance funding remains insufficient. When facilities are damaged or uncomfortable, attendance may gradually decline because community members may prefer not to spend time in an unsafe or poorly maintained environment. Secondly, a lack of funding may affect the surah's ability to organize religious and social initiatives. Without enough program, community engagement may weaken, causing less interaction and reduced social cohesion among residents. Furthermore, as educational programs decline, more people may rely on internet-based religious information. Although online sources are convenient, not all of them are accurate or reliable. These may expose the community to misinformation or uncertified religious teachings. In addition, lower youth participation may accelerate the decline of the surah as a social and religious hub. Younger generations are important to ensure the long-term sustainability of the surah. Lastly, poor coordination among community members can affect decision-making overall management. This may reduce public trust and financial contribution in the long term. The sustainability and relevance of the surah may be at risk if these issues remain unresolved. So that's all for us. Thank you.